Buon Natale and welcome to our 2020 Trippy Food Christmas special. Today we're going to do something that we haven't done. I don't think we've done at all. We're going to do Italian Christmas treats. So these are some of the, I would say snack foods, not the main things that you would eat that an Italian American or even an Italian family might eat on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. We're going to go ahead and we're going to make some of these treats or just enjoy some of these treats. So we're going to do several things. So first we're going to do Taroni Candy. Torrone is it's a nougat confection. It's made out of honey, sugar, and egg white. It's got toasted almonds and other nuts. Really started out in Spain, but a little bit of background on that. In my Italian-American household, during my upbringing, my mom would buy. They usually come in a big box with a bunch of these little tiny boxes in there. And there's usually 3 flavors. It's usually a vanilla, orange, and a lemon flavor. Although sometimes they can have different flavors as well. You can buy them, not these particular brands, but you can buy them in like bricks and then just kind of cut off the pieces that you're going to eat. But these are handy, single serving, I suppose, little Taroni Candy, Tarrones in a little box. Anyways, my mom, for Christmas every year, she would buy a box of those, and then we'd always look forward to finding these little boxes in our stockings on Christmas morning and being able to open those and eat those. So we're going to try those. We're also going to try pizzelle, and pizzelle comes from the same word as pizza. It's made from flour, eggs, sugar, butter or vegetable oil, and some sort of flavoring, typically anise flavoring. But sometimes you'll find them even chocolate or other flavors and everything. But typically the traditional one is anise flavored. You need a special grill to make these. It's called the pizzelle iron, and it's sort of like a waffle iron. And they have they're little snowflake shapes. And they can vary between being kind of soft and chewy or being crispy. I kind of like them crispy. I'm not sure how this is. If you're going to go out and buy these, you can get them just about anywhere. I would check an Italian deli for these, but a lot of places have the pizzelles already made. If you don't have a pizzelle iron, which I don't, so I'm gonna try these. Thirdly, we're gonna do panettone, and panettone. Although probably a lot of people are familiar with it because you can get this just about anywhere, but it's really, really popular at Christmas time. And panettone is kind of it's like a cake. It is a cake, but it's almost like a cross between bread and cake. The texture is somewhere between bread and cake, most likely because the dough is very acidic and it has to cure, and so it can take days to actually make this. So it's very, very similar to sourdough. Now you can find these small individual ones. You can also find the big ones. We use the big one of the big ones, and basically we cut pieces off of that, and we're going to use that because today we're going to make panettone French toast. I don't know that anybody's ever doing that. I don't even want to call it French toast. Is it okay if I call it Italian toast? Is that okay? I'm going to do that. I'm going to call it Italian toast. I'm going to make panettone Italian toast. Now again, there are hundreds and hundreds of varieties of panettone. We are planning to do a Trippy Food episode where we're gonna taste test a bunch of different panettone. So that will be coming up, but it's a big deal at Christmas time, and like I said, you can find them just about anywhere. We just got a kind of run-of-the-mill one, and because it's not like one of the very expensive ones, we're going to make, like I said, Italian toast with it. And so we're going to do it French toast style, and dip it in the egg batter. It's egg and milk. And then I put some cinnamon in there as well. We'll just slap it on the grill, and we'll make some Italian toast with that. This is typically how I would serve it. Just slice a piece there. It goes nice with tea. We'll try a piece like that before we start. And then the last thing we're going to do is frittelle, and they're from Venice originally. And it's something that they eat at Christmas time or during feasts. And it's essentially just basically a fried dough. So when we were kids at Christmas time, my mom would have a fryer, and she would always make that. She called it fried dough because she didn't know there was a name for it. It's very similar to zeppole, which is usually in a ball, and it can have different fillings in it. But like I said, I'm featuring them here because they were a big part of my Italian-American Christmas growing up. I made the dough earlier. It's relatively easy to make. I'll put a recipe for the dough down below. I got it off the internet. And if you want, you can do what my mom did, which is basically we went down to the Italian bakery and we got pizza dough. You can use pizza dough, you can use bread dough, either one's gonna work. We just kind of made the dough, made them into little, I'm gonna call them fritters, and then we'll just pop them in the oil. And I'm gonna top them with cinnamon sugar and powdered sugar. Typically, what you would do is you would make these and then you'd put them in a brown paper bag with that cinnamon sugar or powdered sugar in it and just kind of shake it up and get it all nice and coated and everything. Maybe we're not gonna go that elaborate because they don't have a brown paper bag, so we're not gonna do that. So let's go ahead and get started. I suppose we can, well, let's do it in the order we did it. So we'll do the prepared ones first, and let's do the torrone. So again, little individual ones, these adorable little boxes. And they come in a little foil wrapper. Now, the thing that I always liked about these is that on the ends, they have kind of it's almost like a communion wafer that I'm not sure like what else you would call that. But you know, there you go. It's, you can see that it has some nuts in it and it's a nougat, has that little wafer on the outside. This one happens to be orange. Let's give this a try. If you've never had this before, no, if you have had this before, and it's been a regular Christmas treat, it just takes you back. Just one bite of this just takes you back. It's really sweet. Oh, I love these. And like I said, takes me back, kind of reminds me of my childhood. Oh, so good. Very sweet though. Okay, so let's move on to the pizzelle. And again, I don't have a pizzelle iron. Kind of wish I did, but you know, I would only use it once a year. So I just bought them already prepared. Now, this one has kind of a waffle pattern to it. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, this one kind of has a waffle pattern to it. Some of the irons are very elaborate, and it looks more like a snowflake, which is I think why they eat them this time of the year. They're light, and like I said, it looks like a little tiny thin waffle. Now I'm hoping that this isn't the chewy one. I'm hoping this is the crispy one because I really like the crispy one. And again, they had different flavors, but I always go with the anise flavored one because that's the traditional one. It's a little crispy. I wish it was crispier, but these are a lot nicer if you make them fresh. But still, and there's that anise flavor. So if you're not familiar with anise, it's used in kind of cheap licorice to kind of mimic that licorice flavor. It's very similar to licorice, but you know, it's like this is the traditional flavor. This is the one to go with. Sort of like the Taroni candies. I keep calling them candies. It's fine. Have particular flavors as well. So that's pretty nice. Not bad for store-bought. So let's move on to the Panettone Italian toast. So I'm gonna go dip that in, slap that on the grill, put some butter on there. Get that nice and hot. Okay, here we go. Now, while that's cooking, I'm just going to take one of the pieces I cut off. This is typically how you would eat it. And again, it'd be nice with a cup of tea. Or a nice, latte or even espresso. Really, really light, like, say like an angel food cake, that light. Maybe not as spongy, maybe not as dense as an angel food cake. Very sweet. And again, because this one has raisins and little bits of candied fruit in it, which is typical. It's delicious. I understand why a lot of people, I don't want to call it an addiction, but a lot of people, really just go crazy over it. It's really good. Let's check on our Italian toast. We've got a ways to go still. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of cinnamon on that. And typically, if it was, French toast, your first inclination would be to put maple syrup on it. Now, there's no maple trees in Italy, so they're not going to put maple syrup. So I'm not going to put maple on syrup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some cinnamon on. I'm going to drizzle a little bit of honey on that, because they would do that in Italy. They might not do this, but they would do that in Italy. So we'll go ahead and do that. And again, you can get it in the small boxes, you can get it in the large boxes, like this one here. Varying prices depending on the brand. You can even get some are even bigger than that. While that's going, I'm going to go ahead and start on the frittelle. So I'm going to test my oil. I have a small piece here and see how that does. Just going to go ahead and drop that in the oil. It's bubbling up. I'll just do a few of them. And in the meantime, it looks like our Italian toast is ready. Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay, these look done. I'm just going to dry them here on this paper towel. Now, while this is hot, I'm going to go ahead and I'll put powdered sugar on a couple of these. There's going to be more, so I'll put a powdered sugar on a couple of these, and I made some cinnamon sugar. I'll put that on a couple of the other ones. Alrighty, so now we have this fine variety of Italian Christmas treats. So I'll just put these little boxes over here. You don't need these anymore. And let's bring this into Daddy. Okay, let's try the Italian toast. Sure, you can call it French toast. So again, it's like French toast made with panettone. Oh my God, that's so good. The raisins and a little bit of candied fruit in there, really, add some sweetness to it. As a French toast, it's really dense. It's really moist. Oh my God, that is so good. I don't know if anybody actually does this, but I'm not letting that stop me. Now, to try the frittelle, which, again, like my mom used to make. It just takes me back. You wake up on Christmas morning, get the fryer going, and again, she called it fried dough. And it's very, tastes like pizza crust. Yeah, sweeter. Well, I didn't put any sugar or anything sweet in the dough mix itself. And that's really good too. Let's try one of the other torrone flavors. Oh. Merry Christmas to me. And another pizzelle. Wow. And again, this plate would be really nice. Nice cup of coffee. And a cup of tea. So good. So, this you can make. This you can make. The other things are easily found. Hopefully you have an Italian deli near you. If not, some of the gift stores might have the torrone. And then again, the frittelle is easy enough to make yourself. So again, we are having a wonderful Italian, I'm going to call it breakfast. We'll have a wonderful Italian breakfast feast, fit for a king. Buon Natale, signorina, buon Natale. Oh yeah, it's going to be a good Christmas. So, give us a shot. Again, it's Christmas, and I want to wish everybody out there a happy, warm, and safe Christmas. Enjoy the rest of the holiday season. Have a very spectacular new year. Let's make it better than this year. But remember, it's still crazy out there, so please be careful. Please take care of yourselves. Please take care of others, especially now. And we will see you soon. Merry Christmas. Thanks for checking out Trippy Food. If you enjoyed watching that video half as much as I did making it, well then I enjoyed it twice as much as you did. And if that's the case, you'll probably like this video right here. And if not, check out this video right here. That one's a little bit different. Either way, leave a comment down below. And be sure to subscribe by clicking on the Trippy Food icon right here. Glad you could make it, and we hope to see you again soon.